This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Voltec, Better Living Underground.
Now with butt plugs.
Evening, folks, and welcome back. The group had gathered around when we last left the former Illinois Department of Corrections prison bus, in an attempt to see what condition it was, how it survived the season of dust, and to see what it would take to get the bus up and running. So, for the group, this is kind of like a side mission. It would be more for the during downtime, during the season of dust, that type of deal. And I want to give thanks to Snake for his suggestion from previous, by including capstones. So you spend the entire day going over the bus, Sam. Anyone in the group can help out. Takes you almost the entire day, more because of the fact that as you're digging underneath the bus, you thinks it's a game, and like you've opened up an area where you suddenly find yourself in a large spot, and next thing you know, you see these red eyes come running towards you, and before you have a chance to do anything, C2 comes running into you. He bounces, rolls over, and he's just rolling back and forth, having a grand old time. At least once as you're tunneling through, digging sections out.
This is what happens when Snake can control his son.
A massive weight falls upon your back, and you can hear even through your helmet, C2 just scrabbling at you, rolling over, rolling around. Snake says he's doing fine. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Managed to work your way inside the battle bus, and you look over and you see C2's already inside. He's being a rad centipede, kind of like a Lady and the Tramp, and he kind of just looks at you, merps, more like a belch, and then runs into a hole that you didn't even know it was there, and disappears somewhere back into the waste. So.
Did he make the hole? Or...
No, you realize that it was actually there. All he did was tunnel up to the hatch and then go through the hatch that was on the side, behind the driver's seat on the left hand side of the bus.
Great. I'll have to make sure to close that off.
When you get done and you've tabulated everything, you've drawn, along with stick figures and so forth. There are.
I've also drawn a hood ornament and an arrow to it that says where Snake goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
there are a total of 6 major things that need to be done to the battle bus. Each one has a capstone, and the way I'm going to do the capstones is everybody, whether you choose to participate in helping Sam or not, will be making rolls. This is you guys telling me what you're doing while Sam is doing whatever task he's choosing to tackle. And it could be absolutely nothing at all, just sitting there watching him. It's still going to be a roll. Your successes will go against the number there. If you choose to use a capstone, that will give you 5 automatic successes. That might be enough to complete the task. It may be enough to farther you along. But if you choose not to use the capstone at that time, you can use it for one of the other tasks as a free reroll. And yes, spending AP to get extra rerolls, extra dice and such, is suggested.
Wait, they can expend the capstone.
If, for example, the undercarriage is one of the things that needs to be done.
Right.
That's the brakes, the drivetrain, the chassis, the everything that's involved with the bus itself. The capstone for that one is the tires, which should happen to be located at the MERP. You may have the challenge may be dealing with the dogs that are there. And that would be something that some of these things may have challenges associated with them. It's more role playing. You guys saying, hey, you get the dogs, all riled up. You play with them. You get them out of the encampment while you can pilfer the tires type of deal.
Okay.
The second one is the power plant. That's the lights, the basic equipment, the radio that's in the dashboard, the doors opening and closing, the automated turrets if you wish to get those back up and running. The capstone you guys have
Yes,
for
but
that
probably
already.
on the outside of the bus.
You could change them out for some of the little wall turrets that you've repaired back at the Eda Joe's.
Yes.
You just need 10 millimeter ammo if you choose to go that route. But the capstone for that is the fusion battery that you have. Next is the motor. That's what the moving the vehicle forward, hydraulics and such for the nuclear plant. That's the fusion plant that's built in. Capstone for that is the coolant canisters. They're also located at the MERP. Next would be the interior.
Hold on.
Nope, no problem.
I'm just making notes of all the stuff.
I don't know how well this is going to copy, but I will put these also into chat. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So the next would be the interior. This is living quarters, the work area, that type of stuff, and the capstone for that is the generic crafting bench that you found, which is capable of doing anything. It properly stocked. It is capable of doing anything except for cooking. And that's located at the Red Rocket near the where Mew 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 once stood. Could be on the map now. No, so I have to update I have the updated map. I may not have switched the group over to that macro map. Nope. Macro map.
Next, or what?
All right, give me a minute. Next is the driver. That is either repairing or replacing the robot. So if you repair the robot, you need to find circuit boards and such to put into the robot.
We're definitely repairing the robot because I don't trust Snake not to take the damn thing for a joyride and completely wreck it.
Okay. Now that one, you're not sure what capstone you need for. You don't have any specific, circuit boards or anything like that or anything special. So
I also assume that would also mean completely reprogramming him as well. Because I'm assuming a prison bus driver is not going to be particularly friendly or amenable to us.
Well, the robot was totally trashed, so right now it has no personality. All you have is an empty shell, and you scrounged up scrap out of him too.
Got it.
Good. The last one is where to do the repair. So repair shop. That is also an unknown capstone. Actually, I'm sorry. There is a capstone for that. The capstone for that is the nuclear nuclear physicist feat. So that is necessary to work on the reactor and everything else that is, related to the. Gotta learn how to.
Is that feat mentioned in any of the books for requirements?
It's in the main book. It is on page.
Hold on. I need to go get the books. I took them out of here.
So quiet when Sam's not around.
I can enjoy my
Okay.
nerds in peace.
Okay.
And now I can't.
And there goes the neighborhood. So, it's on page 68. 68,
Page
yes.
68. $68.
The page before 69.
And right after 67.
Okay. Well, the good news is I think I can take it on my next level up.
There you go. So,
Yep, I can take it on my next level up.
so that is where you choose to do the repair is entirely up to you. You can do it here. You would have to build some sort of tent city as you're working. Something that is, and you do have knowledge on how to do that based upon the way you've from Asheville and how they built the barricades to kind of channel the sand around. Or you could get your hands on Brahmin and whatnot and tow the bus somewhere.
Let's see, if we're going to tow it anywhere, the best places would either be Glen Meadows or Minton.
Probably Minton would be the best choice, and the reason I was about to suggest that
Materials.
exactly it's closer to Bartelso, and if you had questions, you could always visit Sal and ask him.
Right, he had that massive fusion core set up.
Yep. Plus, he's a ghoul from back then, so you never know.
Who knows what he knows?
That is all. Now, what materials you end up using, common, uncommon, rare, so forth and so on, we'll figure that out. You'll learn that as you're doing whatever particular task. And again, this is not the driving thing for the group. This is more, hey, we have 2 months, 3 months of air quote downtime. That we can. Like as you did before, you can hang on to Nokalville, the settlement, or Glen Meadows, or wherever you choose to ultimately do what you're going to do. But I leave that up to the group to discuss, and then whatever final decision Miss Gray gives. That gives everybody the ability to work on the battle bus, have some things that are already set up. You'll gain, action points to, back as you're doing things. So, and it gives the group a chance to role play a scenes that don't require expenditure of resources.
Right.
Sims or whatever the case might be.
What is Snake going to do?
Are you ready?
Yep.
No.
Snake is going to leave, and he's going to go look for a motorcycle.
That works perfectly fine for me.
Okay.
Once he finds it, he's going to go to Okaville.
He's going to pick up his girl. Is he going to make it rain?
Gonna go and find out what happened.
To Okaville?
Yeah.
Okay. You do know motorcycles do exist. I mean, you saw them, ride it, when you were at before you rescued the people from Mew Mew Mew. So.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. If we need to make like a quick grocery store run, I mean, we aren't gonna move the whole bus there. It's much easier to take the motorcycle. A quick little jaunt.
Because of all that cargo space.
Get yourself a sidecar and C2 and little goggles and his fancy scarf.
Oh, yep. But yeah,
Damn riding
Snakes.
bitch on the back.
yeah. I mean, you can even have what is it, like pets for battle buses or whatever. Be like the battle bus pet.
Yeah.
Oh, the motorcycle.
Yeah, and if the battle bus breaks down, I mean, we might still need to get somewhere.
Nah.
See, Snake is thinking ahead.
There's a whole plan here.
Always forward thinking.
Yep.
That's Snake.
I still want to note that as far as I know, I think I'm still the only person who has put any points into pilot.
Okay. Hey, you guys got levels coming to you, so eventually.
I should take some levels so I can pilot. You guys would love that, right?
Yes, I vote for Sally Sue to drive the bus.
Oh boy, this is why we're having the robot drive it.
I mean, that just means one less capstone. So,
Now we're repairing the robot.
I vote for Sally Sue.
Sally Sue.
I vote for a machine that won't flub its rolls.
Oh,
That's rude.
Well,
Yeah,
any
he's
one of
doubting
us.
your skill, Sally Sue.
I'll show him.
I feel like after Snake comes back, Sam is gonna be dead. You know,
Yeah, the battle
penciled-
bus will be half finished, and it's like everybody's trying to figure out how to put it together, and realizing that they killed Snake killed Sam a little too soon.
Yeah.
Slip of the tongue. I got you.
penciled in asleep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Stabby,
you
stabby.
You just find Sam lying in the middle of the waste, two pencils and a pencil in each eye, and a whole collar made of pencils.
Also one up your nose.
Oh yeah, two up, one up each nostril, and one in each ear.
I thought he was
Or
gonna
else-
say,
this.
I thought he was gonna say my ass can take more than one.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
Alex was one of those giant novelty pencils, one that's about the size, it's thick as like a D-cell
Yeah.
battery and about 8 inches long.
Maybe I will do that.
Eraser first.
Just remember, because it's not flared, there's a chance it'll get lost.
Oh my goodness.
Boy. Yeah. Okay, so what's everybody else gonna do?
So, well, and again, you guys don't have to do this right this instant. So,
Right, this is literally just me putting together the list. I still need to figure out how we're going to repair the driver.
Yeah, I have to think about it.
Yeah. And at some point, we're going to have to go to Mineton to hire the Brahmin to pull this thing to Mineton.
well, you do have the good rapport with them. So,
We do. Which means we'll probably get a discount on hiring those Brahmin.
Especially if I'm involved. Haha.
Just don't crush the economy again.
No promises.
Oh boy.
Is that a kitty?
What?
Did I hear kitty?
You probably heard hockey.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's less exciting.
Tell me about it.
Oh, Ryan, keep it down. Don't do that. Don't have to do that.
Oh, I'll tell him.
Oh, frick.
tell Sam about him and his pencil. No, it's okay. So, it is, you guys are discussing this and whatnot, and it is something that Sam is rather animated about. It is the next day. Other than a brief bit of rain, pretty much uneventfully. Oh, I do have the new updated map. Hey, I'm going to move you to the updated map with the Red Rocket Station.
I brought us back to the same map.
It did, but now the Red Rocket,
Down by Mew Mew Mew, and there's
Down
an
by
extra
Mew Mew Mew
crater
is
all-
for Mew Mew Mew.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Snake.
the
Not
one
that one.
No, that's fine.
This
The one Miss Gray was flashing against, that was the original one. That's where you found the note to a Mr. Smith, and you got the laser gun Odd. That's where you fought. You know, C2 ran away for the first time, ran inside the building, and you fought the ghouls inside there.
Was that where that was? I thought that was in Bartelso.
You fought ghouls there too, but that was the ghouls that were hiding out inside the, or trapped inside the
Oh yeah,
Red
yeah.
Rocket facility.
And they had glass in their hands or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Okay. We are. If somebody wants to put the little green dot on the map for me at the prison bus.
Are we going to
Appreciate
stop
it.
at the Craziest Camp and then go on to Germantown, or because Craziest Camp looks new?
It is.
Okay. Yes, I know. I'm getting the tools out. Yes. Fine.
Well, I didn't see this repair is going to go fast.
Yeah. There you go.
That's an oval, not a circle.
Oh my
you.
goodness. Language. There are ladies present.
Sorry, Samal.
There's going to be a lot of, Sam, what's this extra bolt for?
There. Happy now?
Drive me nuts.
Every screw that he puts in, somebody else is taking back
That
out.
looks like a rectum.
What?
Get in there, killed him.
How many? Oh, never mind.
Somebody
Don't go
found
there.
geometry. There. Happy
That's
now?
better.
It's still not a circle, but fine.
There.
That's better.
That's still not a circle.
let's, oh yeah, that's an oval for sure.
So, beginning of a new day. Where would the group like to go at this point? Where are we headed to?
Over there.
Where would over there be? And at this point in time, what food do you wish to draw from? Do you want to roll for a random? You still have 5 days of canned food left, and before you get into the stuff that you had originally gotten from the merchant in.
Left or right?
Right.
Because
Or
I think
left.
left might be a little bit
Left
more
smaller.
circular.
Left is fine.
Yeah, I think left is a little more circular. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, finally, I feel so much better.
Me too.
You're welcome.
Now that's a circle. There you go. Thank you.
I mean, is this time for Snake to leave? Are we starting the bus stuff now, or
No, we don't
No.
have all the materials.
no? Okay. Well, I mean, I figure it's going to take a while to go find a motorcycle too.
I mean, if you want to leave and go find a motorcycle now, that's perfectly fine.
Oh, aren't we going to need them for what we're doing next? Whatever we're doing next?
Maybe not.
That was Sam's subtle way of saying, "Hey, Snake, if you leave, we're still moving on." So,
Well, I never felt so loved. Thank you, Sally.
Just
I
need your
appreciate it.
firepower, that's all.
Didn't know you cared.
Body, so I don't have to do it myself.
Hmm.
She cares about Chunky Boy, not you.
I'll still take it.
I'm going to turn to Miss Gray. Miss Gray, where is the group going now?
We were going to go to Germantown, correct?
Germantown's
What-
the ultimate goal. Yes. You have
Yep.
the-
Do we want to do this Crazies camp?
I'm honestly intrigued.
Okay, let's go north to Crazies camp.
Okay.
And then there's always the Mountainside Hotel. Yeah, check that out at some point. Never know, might find a Securitron there.
Okay, so you begin traveling north. Familiar terrain. You can make out, the mountains in the distance that you've seen as you traveled before. You see the well-worn path that the merchants would travel to head to the tracks, follow up towards Byington. rails ran on at that point. You are maneuvering your way through, getting closer to where the camp is. You remember from previously that that was one of the abandoned camps at the time when the robots were collecting workers for Bartelso. And step up to a small rise, looking and you can look down. That
As we come, and I'd like to say, as we come up to the top of the rise, I'm going to go prone.
okay. See, looking down into the looking down, you're maybe a medium range at this point. Purposes. You can see that there are several people walking about. Fire cooking there.
Can we spell what they're cooking? Is it long pork?
Can't really tell. It's a large open fire, some sort of heavy, maybe like a cut 55-gallon drum sitting on top of it. There's people just milling about.
Anyone we recognize?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean, he's usually a good icebreaker.
Snake just starts walking down.
Okay.
Let me put Snake on. Are we coming? Which direction are we coming from?
This corner over here. Yep, there you go. Let's see. So I guess yeah, the tents are rather large. These are not circus style tents, but they're easily, a 10-man or at least an 8-man tent.
Okay.
Time of day is, or let's say late morning, not quite noon.
Okay.
Okay. Goes walking in.
Okay. So you're walking up, and you can see this person here kind of looks up and sees you, and he starts gesturing to the other people. People do come out. A couple of the tents. They are armed with rifles that you can see, hunting rifles or pipe rifles of some sort.
I say,
Yep, go ahead.
I say, hey, I'm looking for a motorcycle. You guys seen one around?
They kind of look at each other and they're like, no, don't know, rightly know. What's a motorcycle?
Thing with 2 wheels. Looks like a bicycle.
What is bicycle?
There we go.
It's like 2 unicycles put together.
What's this unicycle?
Okay, make a roll for that one. I'll let the bicycle. I'll let the bicycle
Alright.
roll slide, but the unicycle. Where'd you hear that word before?
Okay.
Circus.
I'll make a charisma speech.
Oh man, can I do like a luck speech?
Sure, you could.
Okay, I'll do a luck speech.
I'd rather see charisma speech.
Luck. 2, it's definitely not a tag skill.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So
Okay.
your luck goes down a point. So, but they're listening to you as you're talking, and they're looking at each other, and actually, let's go. So Goes there. This person's walking over to you. Around. She's still fire. Walking over to. You can see over here, Sam, as you're looking, there's a large pen or a cage area. Yeah, like a cage area. You can see there's bloop flies buzzing around inside.
Looks like you have a fly problem.
Fun.
Oh, Snake Saval asked if you could find out if they have any grapes.
No.
That was me.
Oh, it was you? I'm sorry. Sam asked if you find out if they have any grapes.
We're getting there. We're getting the important stuff out of the way first.
So the woman approaches you. You can see that she is heavily robed. Her face, covered in scars. Like, greetings, traveler. Have you come to hear the word of Adam?
I mean, does Adam have a motorcycle?
Oh, I don't believe I've ever seen a working motorcycle in the wasteland right now. At least not in our travels.
Oh, I don't even need working. Have you seen a broken one?
Oh, yes, we placed plenty of broken ones, stripped for parts and such. Brother Abel. Guy walks over and he's you can see his arms are covered in blisters and burns.
Are they all wearing colanders?
No.
They're not wearing the symbol of Adam, the colander?
No.
Oh.
But he is wearing a pair of black pants and a rather brightly colored red codpiece.
Interesting.
That's how I felt about the circle.
Interesting.
Well, weather took a bit of a turn and it's not that warm out today, so I've actually got my Joe Boxer pajama bottoms on and my flannel top on. Stay warm. Bit of a chill in the air.
Oh,
Waiting
ladies,
for someone to come
yeah, ladies, he's starting to strip. Oh.
in.
Yeah, you can't quite pull that off, honey.
I mean, I'm a guy. I mean, it's only as far as I don't know. Yeah, that's as good as Snake gets.
Yeah. Don't do that again.
He too assumes they don't have any grapes and just waddles away. Waddle.
Well, anyway, well.
He's like, well,
Yeah.
I could, if give me a minute. Let me talk among the brethren. That way, come sit by the fire, warm yourself. It's a bit of a chill in the air, and learn about Adam and how he can not only warm your heart but power your future.
Well, I'll come over to the fire. I see a motorcycle in my future, so if Adam knows anything about that, I'll listen.
And render you sterile. Pot that's cooking is some sort of. Well, you're not exactly sure. It's got like this reddish tinge to it.
I'll
You think it's-
ask. What is this that you're cooking?
Oh well, it's wasteland stew, and we've just recently added some chopped up bloat fly, and we found a rather large amount of potatoes that we've kind of crushed up and put in there. So almost like a spaghetti sauce would be for that color. But the stuff floating around, like you see, like an antenna, mandible, wing.
Yeah, definitely not my favorite thing. Do you have anything else?
Unfortunately, no. Adam did not see fit to provide much to us, so we make do with what we have. You can see that the woman that's on the other side. I'll move her up. The woman on the other side who's like working on the stew pot, kind of like brings her hands together and like bows her head every time the name Adam is said.
So besides Adam, what brings you here?
Oh, we're making a pilgrimage. We're heading to we're heading to the capital. We know that there are we hope to see Adam in all his glory there. Know that there are, how do I describe? The glow is strong in that area. As such, Adam's presence, is also strong.
Adam's not wearing any clothes?
Ah, I understand. You think Adam is a person? Oh, my poor, silly boy. Like, Adam is all around us. He is the power that binds us together. It is through him, and she's got like that, that fervor in her voice. It is through him that we have advanced to what we have here. It is his blessing that brings that brought this world to its knees, cleansing it in holy fire, stripping it of all the wickedness.
Holy radiation, I believe, would be more appropriate, but okay, holy fireworks too.
It is because of him that Skydark occurred. The Mega Call wiped out all the unbelievers. It is his chosen that exist, that walk the land. You were spared. You become possibly one of his children.
I mean,
But the choice has to be yours. We do not force our beliefs upon it.
I've already got a brother, and it didn't go so well. So I don't know about this.
Oh, that is fair.
A brother? You have two brothers.
Oh, he only recognizes one apparently. So
Yeah, apparently.
even I clued in on that part.
Yeah, just Saval apparently. Ugh.
Fake show.
What's the rest of the group doing while all this is going down?
Grace thinking to herself, why am I hanging out with all these weird siblings?
Yes, why are you hanging out with the weird triplets?
Yeah, I don't know. Just questioning things.
Would you like to hear about Adam?
No.
I am kind of hungry.
I wouldn't
No,
trust that stew.
I mean, I guess Gray is hanging out sort of with Sam and Saval at the top of, did you say there's like a hill sort of overlooking this camp? Yeah.
Well, since they haven't tried to turn Snake into stew, they're probably safe. I assume we can't hear the conversation.
Only bits and pieces. The mic is still on, but he did have to take his helmet off to talk to them.
Got it. Can we infer that they are religious nutjobs?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The elevator does not go to the top floor for any of them.
Wonderful. In that case, I'm going to relay to the group. Do we want to interact with these people, or do we want to put them out of their misery and send them to their god a little early?
No reason to hurt them if they're not hurting us.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
You guys want to head down? You going to just hang out up there? What would you like to do?
Sorry, I have a cat.
Don't be sorry about a cat.
She's stepping on everything. There she is.
Type, kitty, type.
I'll go ahead and go down.
What your soul tells the world.
Meow, 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 meow.
If Sally Sue's going down, I'm going down.
I guess Sam will also come down.
Okay, so I was like, fine, I'll go with everybody else. Whatever. Most of all. So you are all heading down. Pack Brahmin are following along. You can see as you're approaching, her clothes are well maintained, but they're all still raggedy. Almost all of them have various sores and wounds on their arms, or some on their faces. Saval, make me a medicine intelligence roll. Sam, you can hear the chirp, in your earpiece from the Geiger counter. You realize that almost everybody here has radiation burns in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and I'm going to relay to the group that says, how are the normal levels of radiation here for what looks like a just normal patch of wasteland?
Yeah, you're in the middle range of, let's say you're out of the green, but just hovering close to the yellow. When you look at the needle, it's kind of steady, and it's a steady ASMR type of click going on.
So anybody who doesn't have much radiation protection is probably taking some rads. Anybody with a bit of radiation protection is probably fine.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going to say the group in general is probably okay. Let me take a quick look at the document. Bottom of the page. Yeah, Sally's the lowest, and she feels. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sally's the lowest, and yeah, it's
Should I
might be
back
some
up?
might be some bleeding gums in in a day or so, but other than that, drink from the source or smoke a cigarette.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to stay here that long, I'm sure. Well, Snake decides to convert.
It's like the woman turns. She looks back over her shoulder and looks back at you. It's like, oh, you didn't tell us you had friends.
Well,
They are with you, correct? And she says with a little trepidation.
Well, I wouldn't call them friends, but yes, they're my companions.
Excuse me, have you seen my brother? He's about yay tall and very stupid.
There's an eye patch.
He also
Is that
wears
guy-
an eye patch, yeah.
Oh, the guy that's standing in front of you, he's like, yeah, he's over there.
Wonderful. He keeps wandering off.
Thought he might have the dumbs, but didn't want to say anything in front of the boss lady.
We tried to keep him on a short leash, but he always manages to slip out for some reason.
Oh, so you're into that? Oh, okay.
No.
Huh?
We just like to keep him from getting in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were into. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Kind of scratches. He's scratching his arms. Got like poison ivy. Yeah, like he rolled around in it.
Yeah, but he's drawing blood too. Ugh.
Well, we're about to sit down for a meal. If you'd like to join us,
I do.
Okay.
go grab a plate. Go see Maribel over there. She's right next to the fire. Boss lady's talking to your brother. Sorry. But, welcome to the camp.
Thank you.
Got anything you want to trade or look about, or go see, One-Eye Johnny over there. He's over, and he kind of points over in direction. Sorry,
Which one?
I'm working on. Over
Okay,
towards
yeah.
that tent. Yep, over towards that tent. Yep. So go see One-Eye. Yeah, he'll help you out.
Okay.
Might have something, might not. Yeah, you guys look like you got a lot more interesting stuff than we do. But Adam gives and Adam takes.
I just smile at that.
Can you clarify what Adam takes?
He
Your
walks over and
health.
says, well, Adam gives us the blessings of this land. And he's kind of looking at the woman as he's saying it. You all can kind of tell he's kind of like just going along for the ride type of deal. But if we're eventually takes us into his bosom and we become one with the Adam. Like, yes, and she turns and she lays a hand on his shoulder. It's like, yes, brother, that is exactly what happens.
I have cats
Oh.
in my bosom.
I am glad to hear that.
Thank
It
you.
is unusual. Must be very painful.
Nah.
Please join us. Have the fire lit. It is keeping us warm. It allows us to see, talk among ourselves, and also, as to see this lovely land around us. Would any of you like to hear about Adam and what he can do for?
What does the land around us look like?
The area that you're in is somewhat hilly. It looks like
Does it look like a desolate nuclear wasteland?
the ground is hard packed. That you're standing on. You notice that as you had transitioned from the hill that you were on down into this area, the grass and the trees and the bushes that had, gone through a forced growth, became fewer and fewer. The ground is, whatever here is kind of scraggly. Those, ubiquitous wasteland daisies are still growing all over the place. You can see, you saw, and I'll click on over where the bloat flies. You can see several of those rad plants, the ones that have the berries that glow and also give off radiation, growing in and among the area that the cage, where the bloat flies are. The area farther north of you goes into. Make me an intelligence. Hold on, let me pull. Intelligence science roll. Okay, so from at least from previous experience and talking with the people in Minton, that there were several mines in this area here. Quarries for whatever materials they were pulling out of the ground. Realize that there's a chance that at least the area that you're in probably was a mine at one point in time too. The hills don't look natural.
It looks as if somebody dug in.
Yeah, like the tailings, the debris and dirt that was,
Like an old world mine or something more recent?
like an old world mine.
Got it.
You can see scattered here and there. Now, as you're a little bit closer, and this wasn't an area you traveled by when you were heading south previously, but you can see here and there that there is various pieces of scrap sticking out. Maybe like a steel girder, or a part of a concrete wall. Nothing in any particular pattern or organization.
Hmm.
I'd like story time.
Okay. Well, what would you like to hear? What story shall I tell you?
Well, I don't know. But, as you talk about this area being so wonderful, I look around and I think to myself, maybe.
It was this area here, from what we were able to decipher from ancient text, was an area that the old worlders, those who attempted to harness and contain the power of Adam, it was through them that they went along and they brought his gift up from the earth, and they went along and they crafted containers and cylinders and boxes to keep his power contained. It was only at the end that they realized their folly and released Adam all at once. They released him to spread across the world, and it is his glow that now fills us every day. Some were more blessed than others, and he points over to the woman walking over here. She's coming over. Some are blessed more than others. You can see that cancer tumors, keltoids, adorn left side of her face, part of her chest. Some of them are weeping. Others are like hard crust on them. Take Tiffany over there. Adam has seen fit to grant her his strength, to share with her his gift. He is now, a better person for it. She's walking over. One eye is, weeping. She's like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm hungry. I'll go get food."
What
He
do you?
slides over between the two of you.
Are you
Hey.
really that strong?
Like stops and she looks at you. She looks at him. I pick you up.
I don't think you can.
I try.
I step closer to Zaval.
I get the hell out of the way.
Do I need to roll or?
No, she's gonna roll. I guess it'd be strength athletics. Yeah, strength athletics. Like, see, she reaches over and she with only one good hand, since the other one is kind of like this massive warped flesh. She reaches out and she grabs you by the
Loincloth.
baby Bjorn.
sorry.
No, not by the. Yeah, she grabs you by the gougats.
Yes.
And you get
Wrong role playing game. Sorry.
and she gives you a shocker, but you find that she has an extra finger. But she picks you up by the baby Bjorn, and you're not too far off the ground. Maybe your feet are maybe a fist worth off the ground, and she puts you back down. Not hungry, not tired.
That's not
See?
so bad. So what do you plan to do when you get? Where'd you say you were going?
We are going to the capital.
Oh yeah. So what do you plan to do when you get there?
We are hoping within the capital from and again, none of us have ever been there. So we don't know for certain. But we have faith that Adam's glow will guide us to the strongest point within the capital, where his power is the greatest. There we will bathe in that glow and hope that he blesses all of us. And they're all, you can hear them. You can hear them chanting as you're looking around. You can see some of them are swaying back and forth as she's talking. Sally Sue, Miss Gray, and Saval, make me a speech
A what?
charisma roll.
I think it's gonna start swaying with them.
You can feel it. You can feel the power coming on.
Why not me?
I feel something.
Do I have to make a roll as well, or
No.
Okay.
You aren't worthy.
Now, you are starting to as you're watching this, you can feel some a little bit of, best way to describe it, a little bit of a headache coming on. Something either about the area or her words are starting to affect you or bother you.
Does the Geiger counter start ticking a little more?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No, it's still hovering in the yellow. It's still lighter yellow. Well, you moved closer to her, so yeah. So when Tiffany came over, it did pick back up. But it's still within lower yellow, closer to high green. So, but something's just not feeling. Something's off. That's the best way I can describe it for you.
I pat
So
my
I
head
can
and try
feel
to
it
get rid
without
of
that roll. Okay, got it.
He's
Or
saying-
am I able to perceive it without that roll?
no, you don't perceive anything at all.
Okay.
You're not
did you-
worthy.
What'd you say, Sally Sue?
I just said that I was patting my head trying to get rid of the headache. Like visibly bothering me.
Sally, the woman standing in front of the cooking pot, she reaches in and she has a soup. She ladles some, for lack of a better term, meat sauce into your thing.
Wasteland goulash.
Yep, you can see there's various things fly for the most part, floating around in the food.
I look at it, trying to debate whether or not I want to try it.
No, we've had bloatfly before.
I'll go ahead and take it. I asked her, would this help the headache? Or I tell her I have a headache and ask if it will help it.
Oh, the woman kind of turns and looks at you, and there's a look of constant, like furrowing her brow. Like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, young man. I
Why?
don't know what would help for a headache. No, but please enjoy the stew.
I go ahead and enjoy the stew.
Okay, roll me a single combat die.
Yep. I had a feeling.
So you take 1 point of radiation damage.
No.
However, you don't take any hit point damage, and the stew is, well, other than the fact that you're picking fly out of, that really, eating it as tomato soup is, is good. The various meat bits you kind of pass on. Oh, you're not going to eat that? I'll take it.
I hand it off.
Oh, thanks. Blue fly. He takes the antenna, snaps it in half, and kind of starts sucking the juicy bits out from inside of it. Oh,
Well, couldn't it be rude?
This is good stuff. Everybody's kind of gathering around you guys. You can see this one guy coming over, and he kind of walks with a bit of a shuffle. He's got a metal brace strapped to his leg, and one eye. Hey, howdy, folks.
Assuming
hi,
this is
brother.
the trader.
Yes, that's the trader.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Learning about Adam. What are your thoughts?
The beautiful fact that he's taken his time and his energy. Bless us all of us. He spits up into a cloth, and you can see it's covered in blood.
You don't.
Sorry about that.
You don't seem so blessed.
Oh no!
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have the black lung. It's and Saval, you and Sam both know that's radiation poisoning. So he's like, I just have the black lung, but it'll pass. So I'll be fine. If you have anything you'd like to trade or part with, I might be able to hook you up with some of the stuff that we found and whatnot here. But I also understand if you don't want to.
I think we already established you don't have a motorcycle.
What
Stops and he looks at you and he's like, "No, I'm sorry, we don't." But
what do you have?
Oh.
Or what have you managed to find in this area?
Okay. Yep. Oh, all right. If I eat first and then we go back to the tent.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. So he sits down, he chows down, he's talking with you guys, and there's this chit chat going on, and they're all singing the praises, and the boss ladies kind of just, going to each one, patting them on the head, making sure they're all happy. And
Not healthy.
okay, so he stands up, he hands his plate back, and it looks like they're eating out of hubcaps. Pencils are, well, whatever they're choosing to use, pointed sticks, pencils.
Mhm.
He's like, "Yep, yeah, follow me. I'll show you what we got."
I follow after him.
Want to hang out here and continue to listen about stories.
Okay. Most of the stuff that she tells you, and every once in a while other people chime in, is about the old world. How that there were massive towers built in Adam's name. Towers were designed to channel his radiance and give blessings and power all those around them. Others, but Adam's power wasn't always good. Adam's power was also used for darkness. That is why the old world ended. Because they kept Adam's power contained and only used it when they felt that they that rose up, demanded that Adam's power be released on the world. The priest of Adam relented, realizing that the error of their ways, their heresy that they were committing. They were like, "Oh, heresy, yes, heresy." Sally Sue.
Yes.
Your head, the headache's still there. It's kind of like a dull, kind of like somebody playing bass, but only on a volume of 1. That boom,
Oh, that's annoying.
you can feel the pounding there. Miss Gray, you and Saval are. It's a little more. It's. You can feel it kind of like permeate, through you. So you have like the kind of like a ache that you get if you have like a cold. That bone ache that you get. It's kind of progressed to that point. Tim, you're as happy as a faggot in jail. You have no idea. Snake, you're doing fine too.
Oh, I'm half converted at this point. I'm just
So
listening.
the merchant steps inside. He throws back, pulls back the tent. You can see that there's crates, mostly junk. There's a little doll with this yellow beak, and but it's other than that, it has nothing else on it. And it's sitting there. You can see that there are books, but most of them have been like 3/4 of it is like burned away. But he does have a couple interesting things as you begin to pick through it. Find that there is 16 10mm rounds. He's got them scattered between 2 separate ashtrays sitting there.
Might pick those up for Gray.
He's got a bottle of he's got a ring full of water, and that's the good quality H2O stuff.
That's pre-war water.
Yep. He's got a single pack wrapped still in tinfoil of antibiotics. Way past its expiration date, but hey, it's the wasteland.
Well, could probably use it.
You notice that the weapons and everything that they're carrying are almost all pipe rifles or pipe weapons of some sort. Baling wire and 1,000-mile tape, holding everything together. But sitting there is a pipe.
On their weapons, do I notice any sort of devices or anything on the weapons that don't look like they would be part of a normal firearm?
Yes, where is it? Right here. So on this guy's gun, He has a short-barreled shotgun. But located on the top of that thing is a small, looks like a pair of claws, kind of, or like a Venus flytrap. Not the actual plant, but the actual, the shape of, like how
Right.
if it opens with the teeth inside. Sitting there, and there's wires and everything that wrap around it, and leads to a pouch that he's carrying by his side. But you see that there is a bolt action rifle sitting there, mod of a long barrel and a standard stock. The pipe weapon itself will probably explode if you fire it, but tossing that away and keeping the mods would be the sole
If
purpose.
we wanted the long barrel.
Yep.
Got
There's also several animal hides. Could be Brahmin, could be people. Can't really tell.
Could be red stag.
Could be red stag. Definitely not bear. There's no fur. Or sorry, Yao Guai.
10mm rounds, the antibiotics. And what was the other item? You had the rifle and
there was the purified water and antibiotics.
purified water.
There's 3 common crafting materials sitting there. And then sitting there, where? Okay.
Sitting there.
Roll me a 6-sider.
Combat dice or
No, just a regular
Okay.
D6. Roll me a 4-sider. Okay, so sitting there, nestled among all the junk and everything like that, is a large hunk of metal. Let's see if I can get you a picture of it, though. There we go. Okay, give me a minute. Oops, sorry. Back a page. My bad. Sorry about that, folks.
Unacceptable.
I know. I get paid? There we go.
$5
It's
bucks
a
a
very
day.
large chunk of metal.
Only redeemable at Bob's Wacky Shack. Located in Nome, Alaska.
Is that like a power armor? Or
Is it the chest plate?
Yep. That is sitting there. It's still got that color to it.
I know what that is. I recognize what it is. I'm gonna say, what is that, and how much for it?
Well, kind of looks at it and he's like, found that scavenging up in the mountains. A little bit farther from here. We're hoping to get a good price when we get to the
The capital.
the Air Force Base.
Got.
We know that COG will pay, might pay a pretty penny for it. But if you make me a offer now, kind of like gets like one of those like I'm a little schoolgirl, kind of looks on his face.
Can I tell what model it is? If it's
No, your
Do you have
experience
the
with the power. Go on, sorry.
Do you have the VIN number and the deed?
yes, and do you have the DNA of the original wearer as well? While we're at it, do you have the Grey Poupon? Oh.
You're not exactly sure.
Um,
Your experience with power armor is limited to
Limited.
that one suit of Raider armor that you fought against. So, he's like interested in it, so sell it to you for 200 caps.
Seems
In pretty
like a
good
fair-
shape, and he takes it, he cleans some of the trash away from it and everything like that. And other than like minor damage like hoses and such, it seems to be intact.
Seems like a fair price.
Can I do a barter roll for him? Or I'm not
Um,
even there,
or
right?
would
no,
I be able to do a barter roll?
you were still enjoying the
Ooh.
your tomato soup.
Yeah, my barter's not great. But yeah, so I'll take the power armor chest piece, the 10mm rounds, the expired antibiotics, and purified water.
Okay, let's see. Oh wow, man with a keen eye. Yeah, the ammunition we really can't use. It doesn't fit any of our guns. Wouldn't happen to have any 5.56 that you'd be willing to trade, would you?
Hold on a second.
I have 28, Sam.
I have 65.56.
Obviously, his is bigger than yours, Addy. So,
Well, I would hope so.
Yes, yes, yes.
um,
I have 60 rounds if you're willing to
I'll trade
make a
you-
deal.
yeah. Well, the caps for this, and he points at the the chess piece. But I'll trade you the everything else for the ammo. Well, make it 40 rounds.
40 rounds for the 10mm, the expired antibiotics, the purified water, and an additional 200 caps for the power armor chest.
Yes. If you throw the remaining 20 rounds in, he'll knock 30 caps off the price.
I mean, I have no use for 5.56, and I don't think anybody in the group has use for it, so
No.
I'm perfectly happy to do that.
So 170.
Okay, so 170 caps handover for the chest piece.
Yep. It's a T60 suit. That much you can deter. That much you know. But beyond that, you couldn't tell what letter designation it is.
No iconography or anything on it.
Now, unfortunately, most of that stuff's been scrubbed clean.
Got it.
It still has the embedded tint of the green, so was the U.S. Army. But beyond that, you're rolling you're rolling dice to figure out what that might be.
Got it. Oh, good to have. If we don't end up using it, or wait, I did have a 5.56 hunting rifle. Oh well, who cares?
Well, I have some rounds you can have if you need.
I mean, I'm not going to use it. I don't think anybody in the group wants to use it.
So trade bait.
In fact, is he willing to trade for it?
Really, the only thing they have left is that's of any use besides if you want a ton of junk.
So I essentially just gave him some caps to have in his water. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. How much 10 millimeter? And it goes to gray, of course.
16 rounds of 10 millimeter ammo.
Got it.
Expired antibiotics go to the doctor. And he purified water, I guess, keep for later. And the power armor chest piece, of course, they'll get onto the Brahmin.
Yep. Or onto the card or whatnot. Miss Gray and Ball. Make me a. I want to be endurance. Make me an endurance survival test. You both have come to the same conclusion. It's the boss lady. Something with about her is just eating away at you.
Is it like something in her voice? Does it seem
Yes.
conscious? Okay.
It's kind of you're almost to the point of being physically ill now. The headache is still there. You can feel the pulsing, the throbbing in your head. Sally's kind of just there. She's again, the headache for you, Sally, hasn't gotten any worse, but it hasn't lessened either. It's still like that boom, boom, that pounding in the middle of your forehead. But for the two of you, it's not quite debilitating, but it's working its way towards that.
Maybe we should get out of here.
Yeah, and she's and she's still talking to Snake, and everybody's everybody's gathered around the fire by now, and they're hey, how's it going? Yeah.
Preach, sister.
She's talking, telling about how Adam shared his blessing and allowed people to go to the stars, travel in the air. How it took but man, oh man, how they went along and they tried to chain Adam back. Had to be released. Had to be. So Sam, you're coming back out. You're carrying stuff over to the Good and Plenty and Milk Dud or the cart even to kind of offload, and knowing that you'll give the ammo and the meds or the med to respective people, and you can see the entire group is there. They're everybody's kind of swaying back and forth around the fire. Soup has been passed out, or sorry, I guess soup has been passed out. Most people have finished their meals and their hands in the air towards the sky, or arms outstretched, kind of Simon Says type of deal.
Interesting.
Well, really got herself wound up, That kind of, Friend looks like he, that's the dumb one, right?
I assume he's referring to Snake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Takes all kinds. Like, pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
And thank you for allowing me to view your wares.
Yep, yeah, you got it.
I'm gonna take the stuff over, and then I'm gonna come back over, and I'm gonna put my hand on Saul's shoulder.
Okay. You drop it off, and you can see he's kind of leaning forward, a little bit of a he tensed, if you will. He has coins. I had wares, bad wares. I'm
gonna give him a gentle shake, subtly.
Okay. So Saval, you can feel like the like your head's like your brain is trying to claw its way out from behind your eyes, type of deal. Yeah, he kind of has to shake you a couple times to kind of get you to, to look up.
Once we're a little
Bam,
bit
you
away,
can see his eyes are almost bloodshot at this point. Like the blood vessels are actually, that kind of bloodshot.
I'm gonna look Saval directly in the eye, and I'm gonna say, I think it's time for us to move on.
Puddin'.
Where's the pudding? Who said that? C2, go get Snake's attention.
Oh Christ, how you going to do that?
Have C2 get Snake's attention.
Oh, okay. He's like, and he hops down off the back of the back of the wagon. It was racing into the camp, and gets over to the fire.
And
like,
then
looking
in
around.
the meantime, Saval and I are going to go see about Gangray and Salisu. And we're still going to be polite, and we're going to say thank you for having us and thank you for the food. Some of us didn't eat because we were feeling nervous about the food. We're going to say that time to be on our way. Thank you for telling us of Adam. You have given us much to think about.
Goy,
Are you sure you don't want to? We have plenty of space for you to stay the night if you like. Yes.
Yeah.
You can see they all kind of look at you. Yes, stay the night.
We have obligations that we must attend to.
No, we don't.
Thank you. You're more than welcome to stay here. The rest of us remember that mission that we were given to get to Germantown. The deal that we were supposed to go, that we were supposed to facilitate.
What do you want, C2?
He's kind of just pointing out of the camp.
What's over there?
you should go see.
I'll go with C2. I want to go see what he's pointing at. I'll be back.
This is our cue, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be back, sister.
Oh, are you sure?
I mean, C2. I don't know. He's demanding. I'm gonna go see what he wants.
And you see C2 go scampering off past the, underneath the, I'll say railings that's there, and then off the map on that side.
You too. Jeez, slow down.
He's scampering, going along, and every once in a while he looks back over his shoulder, and,
Where are you going? Jeez.
So she turns and kind of looks at you, Sam. Looks at Saval. You have to, Sam. You have to help Miss Gray up.
Yeah.
So, Sally, you seem to be feeling fine right now.
Oh, thank goodness.
Everything's okay.
Oh, that's suspicious.
As a matter of fact, listening to her talk, this has the loveliest voice in the
Oh, God, am I going to have to turn this into a combat scenario?
Say that so sadly.
like. Violence doesn't solve everything, Sam. It solves a lot of things, but not
Violence
everything.
doesn't solve everything, but in this case, violence might help.
No, you help Miss Gray up, and between you and Sally, and they're just sitting there, and she's like, no, I understand. Not everyone is cut out to take Adam into their heart. I appreciate you taking the time, and if hopefully your friend will come back and stay with us for a while.
You've certainly filled his head with many more thoughts than he normally has.
I don't think you give him as much credit as he is due.
I'm straight.
I think Adam has potential in all of us.
I'm really starting to like this.
Even you.
What about me?
Oh, you sister are always blessed by it.
Yay.
Safe travels and safe journey to all of you.
Thank you, and safe journeys to you as well. I hope you find what you're looking for in the capital.
Oh, I'm sure we will. You're almost to the point of carrying Gray out at this, with this. Gray, you can feel that bone, killing numbness just, course through you. You're not exactly sure what or why. You know it's her. That much you can say. And it's if you had the strength, you probably would put a bowl in her. But you just don't have that.
This entire group is giving Sam the heebie-jeebies, and he wants to reach for a
Agreed.
gun. He wants to reach for a gun. But he is resisting because he knows Gray wouldn't be upset with him. Or he's 90% sure that Gray would be upset with him. He may be
doing
mistaken about that.
What, taking my gun and shooting her?
No, taking one of his guns and shooting her.
Oh. No. No.
Like you you finally catch up to the C2, and he's sitting there, he's puffing and panting. And he reaches, you can see he's using his pookies to pat himself. And he pulls out a cigarette.
You don't want to have a cigarette over by the fire?
And he's like, he holds it up to you.
Come on, let's go find C2 and Snake.
You want me to take a puff out here? I mean, I'll smoke the cigarette.
Okay. So he hands you the cigarette, and then you can see he points. And a short distance, maybe another 30, 40 feet from where you're standing, you can see that there are the remnants of several vehicles.
Oh.
Um,
Okay, Snake is going to go walk over towards them.
Yeah, you're not sure based upon from where you're at. At least one's a picker up. One appears to be, a family sedan type of deal. But you head over. So you guys get out of the encampment. As silence, overtakes, the group, other than your own labored breaths within you reattach the helmets and such to get back
I'm
on.
still wondering why Sam was unaffected.
Some things we'll never know.
I know, right? Is it the steel plate?
I'll never tell.
Darn you GMs and your mysterious ways.
You start to feel a little bit better. The grinding, the dull thump, in the head, even the the bone chill that you have going through you starts to lessen.
Thank
Looking
goodness.
back to the camp, you can just see her standing there, staring at the group as they're gathering up the Brahmin and whatnot,
I
heading out.
politely say to Gray, do you want me to do something about her?
Um,
We might have to fight the
Yeah.
others if I do, but
Gray hasn't decided. She's still thinking about it.
okay.
The other thing you realize, you got there, like I said, late morning. Sun's
This
setting
evening?
at this point in time.
Something weird happened there. I say we travel through the night to get away from them.
Can barely make out Snake, only because of the fact that the glow of the cigarette, the cherry tip. You see Snake walking among some boxes or mounds.
Let's go get Snake, make sure he's not going to wander off again, and then let's get out of here.
Agreed.
Snake, you begin to so you're making your way through the vehicles. There's 5 of them there. Most of them still have skeletal remains inside, long since turned to piles at this point. Nobody's went along and pinned them all in place that are still. Start looking through the vehicles.
Yeah, I'm gonna, kick the tires, check the trunk.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
See if there's a motorcycle.
None of the vehicles have tires. You find that there are 3 sedans and a picker-up and a picker-up box truck all sitting there. So, looking through the sedans. Okay. Looking through the sedans, you find a small cache, and I gotta roll an extra. One moment. What the hell's that one? You find a small cache of chems, one of which I don't know what that is, so I have to look that up. You find all of them. Oh wow. Okay, so you find 3 psycho.
All right.
Find a single dose of Med-X.
Always good.
Find a dose of Fury. Fury. Okay, this is right up your alley.
Which one, Fury or Furry?
Fury.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Furries might be up your alley too. I mean, whatever gets you through your day.
Just checking.
Check out my new video on my OnlyFans page. Fury gives you +3 physical damage resistance, +3 dice to your melee damage,
Oh.
and also makes your perception test. Well, they increase the difficulty of your perception test. The last one is something called Excel. To read that one beside. Okay, so Excel is designed to. Oh wow. Well, it's the first D20 that you roll on all tests. The first D20, for all intents and purposes, you get a free D20. So if you want to roll, you normally roll 2 dice and it would cost you an action point to buy a D20. You could take this and you would get 3 D20s. You can see that it's still in a barely legible. Might not be able to read, but you know there's words. Barely legible carton or like a blister pack, if you will. As you get to the picker up, if anything at all. Okay. Searching through the bed of the picker up, find anything, dust, grit, sand, all scattered through. But you do find in the glove box a worn automatic pistol.
Okay, I'll take
No
it.
ammo for it. It's really more, at this point, it's probably more for the mod that's on there than anything else.
What mod does it have?
It has an automatic receiver.
Okay.
Pistols. That would turn any weapon into auto, decreasing the damage, but increasing the fire rate, gaining a burst to the weapon.
All right.
You find a it's not quite an intact baseball bat. It looks like it's been broken. Somebody's tried to put nails through it. So you find a board with a nail in it if you wish to take that too. But that's all you find in there.
Okay.
You get to the box truck. Make me a strength athletics roll. Door is 100% stuck. Nothing in the front of the truck. The door is virtually unmovable. Okay. It takes all 3 attempts to actually get the door to raise. It's a rolling door. So for the rest of the group, for the ladies and even Saval, you're feeling better. You're away from the camp. You're leading the pack Brahmin towards where you saw Fake. You see 2 running out, coming out of the darkness, and he's like, "Burp, burp, 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 burp," and he kind of like, almost doing like the YMCA. He's doing the Y. He's like, "Burp," and he's gesturing towards Snake over there.
Good job, C2. I kneel down and start stretching him by the ears.
Watch his little poogie going up and down.
Yeah. Good boy, C2. Nice job.
You can see that Snake is wandering through vehicles, 3 sedans, a picker up, and you can hear you can, even with your helmets on, you can hear the grind of metal on metal behind the one box truck. Okay. So you snap the whatever was jamming the door closed. Get the door rolled up. It's darkness inside. So what do you do?
I have I'm pretty sure I have. I'm looking to see if I have a road flare. Looking through my bag.
You know you have a light on the top of your helmet, right?
For road flare in my bag.
Okay, fine.
um.
I'm pretty sure Sam was the one carrying the road flares, by the way. I'm usually the one who ends up carrying them, so who knows?
Oh, I found the clone. I'm gonna put a spritz on. It's been a while.
Okay.
Does it snap him out of whatever was going on at the camp?
Uh
I don't think I was affected.
You were
no,
affected.
he was drinking the Flavor Aid all on his own.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Probably. Okay, fine. I'll go. I'll after a while remember. Oh yeah, I've got like dark vision in my helmet, and I'll turn that on.
Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
it takes you a moment, and you go to scratch your head, and you hear a click, and you see the lenses kind of polarize for a minute, and then you're able to see inside. Not very well, but it's still it's still better than nothing.
Oh
You
yeah.
see that there are various crates and containers tossed all around inside.
Hey, what do you think are in these?
You look around, and there's no C2.
Dude, where'd you go?
You go in or you step out to look for C2?
I go ahead and step in. He's around here somewhere, I'm sure.
So,
I'm still outside, just giving C2 attention,
oh yeah, he's
and
having the time
I'm
of
sure
his
he's
life.
loving it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Good.
So he goes along, and you step inside, and you're kind of shifting the boxes around and whatnot. You find picture this one. Boxes themselves, almost everything there is empty or long since been tossed. But you find a large leather-bound case. That is some sort of electronic device.
Does it have any buttons?
It does.
Push the buttons.
Okay. Load that in so you can.
They all look green to me at the moment.
Yep.
So
mean-
I'm pushing them all.
Looks like that. So you push the button,
Uh-huh.
and you feel a tingling sensation go through you. But that's about it. So you can see that the little red button is kind of blinking. Or the little red light is blinking. There's some dials, there, and you look around, you look at yourself, and you're like, eh. Now the rest of the group steps around, finally catches up to where Snake is, where Snake should be. You don't see anybody inside the vehicle at all. Nobody's in the back of the truck.
Crap! Did he go back to the camp? We're going to have to mount a rescue mission for him. Do we have to? We have C2 here already.
Yep, C2 sitting there, and he's kind of looking, and C2's like, mer, mer, mer,
Does C2 smell strong?
mer, mer, mer,
Do
mer.
you smell?
I'm sorry?
I was about to say, do I smell strawberries? But I've got the helmet on, so no.
Yep.
Great. We gotta go back and rescue him again. Can we just leave him? Right.
No, we should go get them.
Fine.
So you can see everybody standing there. They're looking in the vehicle. They're looking right at you, and you can hear them talking. You know, as if you're not even there.
So stupid. Hey guys, I'm right here. Jeez, you don't have to go looking for me.
You hear that over the radio.
Right
We-
where? I put my hand up to show them talking over the radio.
I point right here.
Right, we can't see you, dumbass. Where are you? Give us a description of your area.
In front of you?
Okay, stop playing with us.
Maybe you say that, and you see him kind of just these snakes shimmer and appear right in front of you.
Well. What the heck was that?
But I've been here the whole time.
But we couldn't see
when
you,
could
and
since
then
when could you go invisible?
I was invisible?
Yes.
Nice.
What were you doing when you went invisible? Or before we came around?
Well, I mean, I was looking through the truck.
Okay. Did you find something or find any sort of buttons that you started pressing on?
That's not metagaming.
No,
Buttons.
Did you
Did you find any
anything weird?
buttons?
Did you
Did you touch yourself inappropriately?
Did you maybe kick something, or did you I don't know, knock something over?
Well, I found this box, and it it gave me a jolt. And I showed them the box.
The box that I had put on the map. He shows you that. You can see that the little red light that's there is flashing, and eventually goes out. You can see that there are various dials. There's a hookup. The hookup that's on the left hand side is going to power cell. Doesn't appear to be any juice left in it at that point.
Wait, can you read anything on it?
Yeah, does it have anything written on it?
In the top, the case that you flipped up, there's a series of numbers and letters. It means something to somebody. But I'll rattle it off to you. It is capital D 34, capital X, lowercase k, uppercase U, B, and then pound symbol.
So we have D34XXKUB pound.
Pound. Yep.
Okay.
There's a little, like I said, a little blister, a little pack hanging on the side. Has the batteries sitting, battery pack, going to. Looking at the unit itself, on the side that where the red button or the red dome light is, there's a simple button. It says on. Presses and it's popped back out. You can see that the other things are, well, you're not exactly sure. The two smaller toggle switches at the bottom, there's no letter. They just have numbers, either a 0, a -1, or a +1 on either side of them. The larger tan cap, looks like that can be pulled out. Either there's some sort of
Probably a fuse housing.
Or like mirrors.
Possibly.
Like there's mirrors in there, or it has a reflective surface.
Hmm.
Sorry. It only comes out maybe say 2 inches, 3 inches tops. Nothing that would have gave him a shock or anything like that. Though.
Well, I think I'm gonna hold on to it if it made me invisible. That think of all sorts of good uses for that.
Yep.
I'll leave one of you guys to tell him that the batteries are dead, but other than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else in the box truck?
Just boxes. Most of the stuff has been trashed or removed. Whoever found that didn't know what to do with it. That's why it was still there. Let's see. There's a couple boxes towards the back you haven't gone through yet. You do find a single magazine. Oh,
Oh.
excuse me. True Police Stories. Another one of those.
Hold on.
Are you putting this one down?
Yeah, I can put this one down.
Okay. Yeah.
True Police Stories does the same as the other one that you guys had. It is. The perk is when you roll damage on an attack, you can spend a single point of luck to turn 3 Pip-Boys to any face that you want them to be, rather than rolling them. That's a one-time deal. If you choose to learn that perk permanently, you can do it once per scene.
Okay, so spend a point of luck to turn 3 Pip-Boy dice to any face.
Yep.
I had
Okay.
I had one of those. I think we sold it. I think no one was
Did
interested
you,
in it.
you didn't learn that one?
That one. Oh no, I did learn it.
Yeah.
You roll, you can spend luck. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
So you may have learned it and then sold it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I took that back a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I knew we had one.
Yep.
So, I guess if somebody else is somebody else interested in that?
Or does somebody else have a luck build? Because that's what this would benefit mostly.
Not I.
Well, not really. I mean, it's just 1 luck point per scene.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of us don't have much in the way of luck.
It's more about dice. If you have a bunch of dice, you can change 30.
I've got a bunch of dice.
Might be good for Gray.
Yeah, it might
Yeah.
be worthwhile.
Okay.
Do you want it instead?
Sure. If nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
Okay. There it is.
Thank you.
Yep. But yeah, that's what you see as you go through the different vehicles.
So are we going back to the family?
No.
Negative.
Why not?
There's something wrong with them.
Figures.
Something unnatural.
I finally connect with some people, and you guys don't like them. Figures.
Being around them gave me a headache.
They did something to Gray.
You
Or
mean
were
they did something to
doing
Gray?
something to Gray. We don't know what they were doing to Gray.
Was she sitting there the whole time?
Yes.
Did they touch her?
No.
No.
Yeah.
But there's
how-
something wrong with the priestess.
What do you mean there's something wrong with her?
Something about her voice, the way she talks, her mannerisms.
And Savolgra and I all feel better when we left this camp.
Yeah, so the snake is just
There's
kind of
also the
going
fact
through.
there's also the fact that she was trying to convince you to take radiation.
Yeah, Snake is definitely getting suspicious because they couldn't see him, and then they're like, she's did something to Gray but didn't touch her, and all this other stuff. And Snake's like, maybe there's something wrong with them.
If you want to go back, you can.
We should
But
have
you're
left you
going back
somewhere.
alone.
He's definitely squinting under his helmet.
That gives you a perception bonus.
Good. Hmm.
Does he use that to see if we're telling the truth about stuff?
Yeah, he's hoping he can determine if you guys are better
Messing
off
with
than
them?
yeah,
I-
messing with them.
I have no desire to sense motive, but I'm gonna follow behind them for a while. Make sure they don't make any sudden moves.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That makes his normal twitching motions.
So it begins.
You have a tick?
Yes.
I think this is the first out of all these episodes we heard about a tick.
Well, this is the first time you've been following behind us looking for something unusual, and you never noticed it before. Everybody else knew about it and didn't care.
What's your tick? Sam
is clenching one fist and is clenching and flexing one hand right next to a holstered gun.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's the gun?
On my hip.
What part?
On
The hip part?
outside of my hip. In a holster
Even I'm like, huh?
that's strapped to my thigh.
Oh, so it's straddling your thigh.
It's a
Ah.
12.7 millimeter revolver. Would you like to know more? Its name
Not
is
really.
Judge.
Okay.
Sam and Snake. Oh,
Okay.
Let's see. Would you like me to list the mods that are on Judge?
No, but
aren't we supposed to be somewhere?
I am making a mental note that Sam is now acting suspicious.
Very good.
Where's C2?
He is riding in the back of the cart.
Yeah, you left them all alone again. You're a terrible father.
I make a mental note that that's a little more normal.
I don't know how to
Okay.
react to that at this point.
Yeah. So, moving on to wherever we're going.
So you're at the crazy camp. Yeah, they are crazy. Wish to head.
I'd say we go for at least a couple hours just to get away from them.
Yeah.
And then we bunk down for the night.
Yeah.
I realize it's dark, but I don't want to be anywhere near them.
It's fine by me.
Out to there. You're far enough away that the glow is. You can see the glow of the fire. Every once in a while, you can see, and past extreme range. But every once in a while, you can see sparks or sparkles shoot up from that area. There's a bit of a glow in the air
Yeah, there was something wrong with those people.
as they settle down. group sets up camp, head down for the night. Morning comes
Keeping a
rolling in.
watch. A very
Don't
careful
s-
watch.
You don't see anything in the area in the distance, other than the fire, glowing. But every once in a while, when you kind of just peel your helmet back to listen, you can hear some sort of strange. Even at this range, it's very low, but it's just there, just enough to kind of grate on your nerves. And just as suddenly as it begins, as dawn is coming, it stops. Oh.
Let's try to get even further away from here.
What food do you wish to consume today?
What
Canned?
kind of food did we consume the previous day?
Canned.
Canned? Okay.
So you're down to four of the canned food, or you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do have enough that you can roll a 6-sider and knock off one of those if you like.
Do we want to use can, or do we want to use one of the 18 days of 6-sider food?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a preference.
Okay, I guess we use 6-sider food in the, or well, use 6-sider.
Yep. Roll me a 6-sider.
Okay, it would technically be a 5-sider at this point.
Yep.
Never mind.
Well, Sally Sue rolled. Looks like it's canned food. It is. That becomes that's your 6th one. So okay, you're
Yep.
down to 3 days of canned food. Does the group group is heading? Are you following the mountain range here?
Yeah, that's
can
the
we
plan.
Did you change the map?
Yeah, I'm still looking at
hold
the
on.
camp.
Sorry about that. My bad. There we go.
Okay. I mean, we might as well follow the mountain range at least to the other abandoned camp and then Germantown, unless we want to take a detour to Mountainside.
No, I don't think at the moment. The original plan was to follow the mountains to Germantown.
Right. So go up to the abandoned camp and then go to Germantown?
Yep.
Okay. So you're traveling along. 3 days will. I'm sorry. Yeah, to get to the abandoned camp, we'll say it's. Miss Gray, make me 2 Pathfinder rolls. So survival, perception. Okay. So you're traveling and you come across the road, cutting through to the mountain. You can see it travels up into the hills, and you can see there's a sign for Mountainside Hotel. There's also a separate sign for mentioning a lake, and most of the sign, the metal sign itself, is rooted or stripped that you can't make anything more out of it. Second day traveling, are coming up upon the second encampment. For those 2 days, 6-sider for food, or finish the can, or reduce the canned food down to 1.
Let's just use the canned food.
Yeah.
Canned food is now down to 1. After that, you will be needing to. The canned food counts is your 6. Surprisingly, it's held up rather well. Blamco makes a pretty good food processor, apparently. The lady there, the shop owner, actually did a pretty good job putting putting stuff together to make it. I mean, it's still Rad Roach, but good.
It's tasty Rad
It's
Roach.
quality Rad Roach.
It's the tastiest Rad Roach we've ever had.
Yep, exactly. Are approaching the next abandoned camp.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a minute. Sorry. So, you're approaching this one. Mountains, the cliff face and everything, rolls up into the side of the hills on your on your right hand side. Sorry. You find yourself walking path. It's a probable place that you can go along in. Camping.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna. So there's a single large building there. Looks like a trailer of some sort parked up against the side of it. You know that this was one of the abandoned camps from the scavs from Minton, marked on the map from before. Um, Approaching, you don't see anything. Relatively quiet, other than the wind blowing through. You can hear the clang of metal as metal walls bang against the other. Scream wings riding the thermals. Dead. You guys would be approaching from the south. You can't see inside.
We can't see inside. What did you say about scream wings?
The scream wings are riding the thermals above you.
Got
So
it.
just lazily making circles in the air. The ground here is sparse in the sense that there is ground cover. There are various greens here and there. It's enough to coat the ground and give you know color back to the land. You can see that there's a small copse of trees in the upper right hand portion of the screen that were slightly off the map there that are growing in. Looking around, Everybody make me a perception survival roll. Into approve. Doing pretty good with this. There you go. Okay. So again, listening, other than the wind blowing and the clang of the metal, you don't hear anything coming from, you don't hear anything out of the ordinary. Looking around, see that there are tracks on the ground. They lead off to the right, heading into towards the cliff face itself.
Where's the cliff's face?
Cliff face is off to the right, so cliff face would be over here on this side.
Got it.
Where everybody's pulsing now. You guys are coming in from down here towards the bottom.
Is there an obvious entrance, or
There is. So directly ahead from where Snake just moved himself up to, you were able to peek inside, at least from the damage to the map, the damage to the building itself. You can see that from what little you could see inside, and this is still early morning when you arrived here. You can see that the place is abandoned. Without stepping in, can you tell if there was anybody here recently? The trailer itself is wide open. There are no windows. The door's missing. Looking inside there, that is completely choked with dust and sand, grit. Doesn't look like anybody has been there for quite some time.
Understood. Well, I guess we approach the building.
So stepping up to the building, you're able to push the door in with relatively ease. Several cots still reside within there. Most of are tilted or tipped over. A basic metal table sitting, a piece of sheet metal sitting on top of a large crate lay there.
Anything in the... Well, we'd have to move the sheet metal first.
Yep.
If we do move the sheet metal, is there anything in the crate?
Looking underneath. Actually, yeah, quite a bit from the looks of it. Like it looks like they were using the crate as a storage for themselves. So you find one common crafting material, 5 uncommon, 2 rare. Sally Sue, roll me 6 boys. Extra caps that you find. You find 4 caps as you're digging through stuff that's laying there. You find 65 caps inside the container, which breaks down to 13 per person and you find also sitting in a metal lockbox. So make a lockpick roll. Sam or Miss Gray, either or. Okay, so you bust through that like it's not even there. Find sitting in there a module for a robot. Mark 12K recon sensor. That's there.
Fancy.
It's still shiny.
You got that, Sam? Sam?
Apologies. Mark 12K recon sensor.
Yes,
I
sir.
had my microphone muted.
No
No.
worries.
Also, I accidentally full screened my character sheet. There we go.
So if you divide the caps among the group, each person would get 13. That's entirely whatever you guys want to do. Sally gets hers.
Each person gets 13. Sally Sue gets 17 because Sally Sue.
Sally Sue.
Yep.
Yep, she makes extra caps appear.
Was that a cat?
Ryan.
I think that was a cat.
I think that was Orion.
Pineapple Princess.
Ugh.
Yeah, yep.
I thought he was really excited about the caps.
Nope, hockey. Yes, I'm assuming it's still hockey.
Hmm.
Oh, I just took a skate to the face. Awesome.
That is the best part.
Yeah, now he looks like a German duelist.
Pineapple Princess?
No, whoever took the skate to the face.
Oh.
Apparently, he's looking through their windows now.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah,
for
there's
that
a window
refund
in-
check.
Check
And it's
the
potatoes.
window, Eddie. I'm currently waving at you.
Oh, I wait back.
Awesome.
Addie, don't wave at strangers outside your house staring at you through the window. Just
I
that's
used
your
to do it
friend.
all the time. Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Glory to the Empire.
I'm trying to make
and your
those eyes right
neighbors.
now. It's not working.
You do have a place that you can shelter the pack Brahmin inside the trailer. Takes a little bit, on your own to kind of flip everything back up to get the cots cleaned up. Some place to stay here if you like, or you can follow the trails towards the cliff face.
What time is it right now?
I'm gonna say it's probably still maybe mid-morning.
In that case, if we wanted to explore the immediate area, we could, and then bunk down here.
That is correct.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I mean,
Yeah.
assuming that we return alive. But yeah.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Death Claws, Yao Guai, Cazadors, Sheep Squatch,
Cool.
Night Stalkers.
I'll get to use my irradiated Yagwai.
Oh God, why did I give you ideas?
Just a normal day in the wasteland.
Yep, the normal day in the way.
Indeed.
Exactly. I have. This is what happens. Sorry, at the time reload the map. That ain't it. Exactly where everybody was going. Yes, unfortunately, the cave is as you predicted. Sitting inside the cave is a very large and very angry bear. Ah, there's my map. No, I'm sorry, I lied. Not a bear.
Uh-oh.
Be an amalgamated mass of flesh,
It's a centaur, isn't it?
sleeping. Opt to back out, or
Uh, an amalgamated mound of flesh, you said?
oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna back
Yeah.
out. Not really wanting to tangle with that. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely a centaur.
We weren't coming here for anything in particular, right? We were just exploring.
We were just stopping because it was a point of interest.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Fair
and
enough.
yes, it is about that size.
Pretty.
Yeah, that is a big
Would you like to
centaur.
go over and cuddle?
So
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Pet it and make it my own. You know, all that.
What do you call it, George?
Yep.
Okay.
One of the greater versions.
On the Raider versions
Sorry,
of what?
I just realized it's pouring out. So okay, so you back out, quietly. It kind of you see, various eye stalks and whatnot, kind of like pop open, kind of look, and then close themselves slowly back down. Step back out.
Yeah. I think we made the
Or-
right choice.
Yeah. See, there's always choices. So you guys are able to camp in the stay in the house, or if you wish to vacate the premises sooner, you are more than welcome to do that.
The house directly connected to the cave, or
The cave is maybe 100, 200 feet away.
I mean, as long as we don't disturb that thing, or I mean, it's also what, midday at this point.
It is.
We could also move on.
Yeah, I say we move on.
Yeah, nothing of interest here, so move on.
Back onto the map. The rest for the night. You can see the green of the hills directly above you. The distance, it looks like it's maybe a day, 2 days at the most away. You can see the ruins of Germantown.
There's
Looking-
supposed. Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. There's supposed to be a fairly sizable settlement from what we know. So
Correct. To your direct west, you can see the remnants of a forest. Even now with the green and everything, coming back, the forest itself still has, is still burned out. Possibly new, you wouldn't know until you actually headed in that general direction. The birds that you see flying in the area are different. See that they are larger, heavier, and barrel like body, chest. And Sam, as you zoom in with your scope to try to get a better view, since it's something different, you can see that the chest itself is like a mass of ropes around the around the chest, going into the, and feathers and everything like that.
Interesting.
And they're flying. They fly more north than anything else. Before the night is over, and you stop here. You want to roll me a 6-sider for what food you use?
Where did we stop?
Right where you are right now. Actually,
Okay.
I'll put you on the other side. So okay, so that is the last of the canned food that you have.
So now it'll be like 1d5 next time, right?
Correct. So, Miss Gray, you're able to come across the railroad tracks
Okay.
that were mentioned before. You have an approximate idea as to where they are. Let me see. I don't have the. I'd have to refer to an older map to see. I took the lettering off the side for the spots, but you know approximately where you are. That for you. You know that there are certain things within spurs. What you learned from when you were in the railroad office a while back. Looking around, Snake, make me a perception. Yeah, perception athletics roll. So you can see a short distance away, more towards the hills directly above you. You can see that there are 2 posts, maybe 20 feet apart. But you can see hanging off of each post rings. And the way that they're blowing back and forth, it's almost like you can transverse from one ring to the other.
Okay, I'm gonna go up there and check it out.
Okay. So, you can see Snake heading off due north.
Where's he wandering off to now? C2 with us or with him?
C2 is still riding in the back of the cart.
Awesome. We could just continue on and let him catch up.
Everybody looks at Miss Gray.
Oh, right. Voice of reason and all that. Is his headset working? Right, the radio's working.
Could be, yes.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can go on. He can catch up. Snake, if you need us, holler. Wrong.
Snake to boss 10-4. Carry on to 210.
Okay.
How did he learn this radio lingo? I just kind of want to know that.
Roll for it.
Can I roll to learn how Snake learned radio lingo? Because he obviously didn't read it in a book.
Make a intelligence science roll.
Haha.
Who, me?
No, no. Sam. So you're sitting there scratching your head. You start scanning through the dials, and you can hear through at channels. You can hear music playing, and every once in a while, call sign or whatnot will come up as part of the overall thing. and it's a disc jockey comes on, a radio jockey, and he identifies himself as Kenny Knight, WKGT in the Capitol, and you can hear him talking, and some of the stuff that they just parroted back, stuff that you can hear him saying. Like, yeah, this is Kenny Knight, coming to you from the Capitol, and just managed to deal with those Mirelurks as they were coming out of the water. So I'm about to put on a little Dean Domino and go figure out what I got for dinner tonight. So you just all sit on back and enjoy the music. Snake, you walk for about an hour, and finally you come up to those posts. You can see that there are heavy metal chains. The post maybe goes about 8 or 9 feet in the air. And if you're looking straight ahead, you can see that the chains come out off of an arm, off of each unit, off of each post, and the chains are swinging to the left and to the right.
Are they connected? I mean, besides swinging, are they holding up anything?
There looks like there may have been a rope between the two of them. You can see the tattered remnants of like the rope, the linkage rope between the two, but there's nothing holding them up right now. You're right here at the bottom of the hills. The group is over here about it now. You can see them traveling in the distance. You're looking around, and make me a athletics agility roll.
I've ever done that roll.
Okay, you're watching that as they're swinging back and forth, and you can feel the ground beneath you kind of rumble and kind of ripple, go up and go down. You're able to throw yourself backwards as the section in front of you where you're standing collapses, breaks away.
Oh. Well, I want to look down in there and see what's there.
Okay. So looking down, the hole's maybe 3-4 feet across, and it drops outside of the range of your night vision, from what the helmet is able to illuminate.
I'll throw a rock down in there and see if I can hear it.
Thank you, Sabal.
Yeah. So, no, Sabal, it's not a glory hole. No Gowron staring back at him from the other side.
That'd be a terrifying glory hole.
And yes, it could be aliens, Sally Sue.
So it could be Gowron staring
Could
back
be
at you
Gowron,
through the
yeah,
glory hole.
Yes, it could be Gowron's glory hole. And we're back to the truck stop again. Okay.
You're welcome.
That's okay. You drop the rock through, and eventually you hear a splash of water. You're looking, and you can see that you're standing, looking, you crouch down to peer inside, and you see that you're standing on some sort of platform. It happened to be where you were standing. The wood finally, gave way, from your weight.
I patched to boss.
Yep, go ahead.
I found a hole.
Oh, Jesus. brain. Congratulations. Are you in danger of this hole?
I patched to boss. I don't see any guns.
Can the hole hurt you in any way?
show me on the doll where the hole touched you.
I patched to boss.
Reduce
Yeah.
protection.
What?
Reduce protection.
Are you I'm happy to hear that the inanimate object does not have any weapons, but there are other ways that you could get hurt. Falling in, tripping, falling. You know,
Tripping, then falling in.
are you okay? Do you need us to come back and see you safely around the hole?
I patched to boss. I think I'm gonna jump in the hole.
That's a great
Good
idea.
He's not
now.
even listening to you. Well,
Just make sure you put C2 down before you do. Thanks.
Teacher's with us.
Yeah, C2 pops up when he hears his name. He's like, Mer, mer, mer,
Yeah.
mer, 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 mer,
That was
mer.
one of the reasons why we didn't follow after Snake.
So
Well, bend your knees when you land.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
okay, so I guess so. You said I'm on like a platform. Is there something in the hole that I could get down to?
Well, there was a splash of water, so there's water beneath you. The hole is. You're not sure the distance. That's the only problem. If you had rope, you could probably climb down. You could probably, I would say, you run the risk of hurting yourself, but you could probably turn around, crawl into the hole, grabbing hold of the edge, and then stretching yourself out as far as you can. Hopefully, the wood will hold you.
Hmm.
You don't know the distance. That was the only thing.
And
Because and you figure you can see 10, 15 feet day with the light, and it's just outside of that. I mean, there is water below, and it was a nice meaty sunky splash.
yeah, I'm gonna try to lower myself down and then just kind of see where that takes me.
Okay, so make me a athletics strength roll.
I am going to let the group know that Snake found a hole.
You tell
And
us
we
that
should-
jumping in.
Well, we should probably not wander too far.
Can we go
Because-
find him and make sure that he's okay?
Yeah, we probably should.
you can see, you could just sense the exasperation. She's like face palm, double face palm. She's well with that extra hand that's growing from the radiation, and you could tell she's probably crying.
Go on, C2. Let's go rescue your daddy.
Saval, did we need a time check?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
stop at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cliffhanger, literally.
A literal cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snake found a hole. Heaven help
And then
us.
jumped into said hole.
Can't wait for next week.
Snake, do me a favor. Roll me 3 combat dice. Stop at that point.
Okay, 3.
Okay. Sorry. So you take a point of damage from the fall. You're also have the wind knocked out of you. You're stunned. So you're standing there. You drop into the water. Water is actually your armor is not waterproof or watertight. So water does seep in different spots. It is bone chilling cold. So that actually is what saps your strength for a moment.
Shrinkage.
You bob to the surface. I don't know if you can swim. That's an athletic strength roll. So, but you've never had a reason to learn how to swim. So, and you're bobbing in the water. You didn't touch bottom when you dropped in, so you knew which way to pull yourself back up. Your helmet is still weakly providing the light.
Okay, and my helmet does allow me to breathe underwater.
Yes. Yeah, your helmet is one of the yours is the one that allows you to do that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
we are in the water at that point in time. We're gonna call it a night at this point. To the best of my knowledge, we are playing next week. So okay, so Sam, if you'd like to do the outro.
Are you muted again, Sam?
Yes, I am. And with that, this episode of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Voltec. Better living underground.
Now with butt plugs.